Árnason. Valbert skorar. Valbert Gunnarsson hefur skorað. Ragnar Bergeirsson og skoðamark. Glæsilega gert. Óskar Rafn á móti Bjarna. Og Bjarni með góða sendingu fyrir og það aftur Ingvarsson.
Hello and
welcome
back
Besta
to another episode with me. How was it to have no one to interrupt?
I think I think 2 weeks ago we interrupted each other, maybe, or you interrupted me, Jamie, and then last week I was alone, and then nobody was interrupting, and then it was super weird.
You interrupted yourself.
Constantly and mercilessly. I'm back, which means we're back, which means that football's back. And there's a lot of football to be discussed. If by football we mean goals, am I right?
Yeah, it was the second most goal-scory round.
The most goalsome.
Goalsome round since record started.
And it's interesting, we have here in front of us the top 7 for some reason. Most goalsome round. And number 1 and 2 are both the 9th round. The other ones are not. But it's still a funny coincidence.
Maybe the summer heat.
Also the 2 most recent ones.
They are the 2 most recent of those ones on the list, but not the 2 most recent rounds. That would be round 8 and 9 of the current season.
But yeah, FO had to ruin everything. They could have just scored or conceded a few goals, and then we could have been goalsomer.
Yeah, or, I mean, if EBF had just scored a couple more goals, you know?
Yeah, I think we have to blame EBVAF for this one, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, why don't we just start with that game real quick, because we could just get it over with, kind of sharpish. I think EBF should be a little bit ashamed of themselves, letting in a goal in this game. I mean, come on.
It wasn't the best. Or was it? No, actually, it was a pretty good goal. It was a pretty okay goal, sort of well worked into the box. The commentator was like, I think that was 4-1, and the commentator was like, "Is this the start of a magical turnaround?" No.
No. I think Keflavik, for almost all of these goals, 6 goals, were looking pretty not so great.
Some of the goals are pretty okay, like pretty good goals. I think the first one, the header, was really nice.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nobody closing him down, really. He gets like a weird off-balance looping header over and like arcing far over the keeper. I don't know, like, yeah, it was kind of nice looking and stuff, but I feel like it could have been prevented.
Great from only the first win from EBF this season, and that was enough to take them off the bottom, above an even worse team.
But if there's a way to get your first win, it's 6-1 at home, so fair play.
It brings their goal difference to a beautiful -9.
That's practically 0 these days.
Amen. You just name-dropped a worse team. You are talking about FO, of course, who lost 1-0 to IA in a game that, yeah, probably could have had more goals, right? Not just because of everyone else having more goals, but like maybe the ball could have found the back of the net once or twice.
There certainly seemed to be enough chances in the game. I don't know if it was poor finishing or just, I don't really know what happened. They, just having watched the highlights, plenty of chances, even for FO, really, to increase the scoreline overall in the game.
Yeah, maybe it's the grass. They're now thinking about switching to AstroTurf FO. So maybe
that'll
not before they sell every single blade
to the government. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to somehow sell them all. Like, for every blade of grass that there is, they're going to sell all of the blades. You know what I mean? They're going to sell the whole pitch as many times as there are blades, and somehow that's going to make sense.
Do you pay extra for the white ones or no?
Yes, but also for the green ones.
And for the paint as well.
That goal was the goal that was scored was nearly offside. Seeing it live, I thought it was offside, but I have the picture now in front of me and it would appear to not be offside.
No, it wasn't offside, but I agree. I thought it was offside as well. But the defending wasn't great. It's very FO defending, where everyone is kind of just, there's a bunch of people stood together, and there's the other people, I don't know, they're all kind of in clumps, but nobody is marking the one guy who can get the ball. It was a good finish, though, to be fair. It wasn't like...
It was a very good finish.
Although looking at that picture and looking at the highlights and that game, FO, it's two fairly, at least in recent times, fairly historic teams, wearing sort of teal and purple. I know FO had a reason, but I don't know. This seemed wrong.
Yeah, I do not like when both teams are not playing in their home kit. Like, at least EA could have played in their home kit in this, surely.
Yellow and teal or whatever the color is. Yeah, you would think so.
I feel like correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like back in the day, back in my youth, if a team was playing away but their home kit didn't clash, they would just play in the home kit. That was just the sort of default kit, and the away kit was only in case of emergency. And then the third kit was like in case of true emergency.
Now we have to justify manufacturing away kits, so they have to be worn at every possible opportunity.
Right, that's what I was going to say. It is just capitalism, right? But this FL thing, I mean, they have their charity kit every year, which I think is fine, which is why they wear it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can make an argument that yellow and this thing, like this color, are, I mean, they're not close, but sort of running, they're not too, I don't know. I mean, I like the purple kit. It's a nice kit, but it's not EA versus FO in those colors.
No, I feel like purple is more FO.
I think it's some sort of 90s retro kit or even earlier retro kit from EA. But yeah, you're probably right. I think even Coward had a purple kit at some point.
Oh, well, I mean, let's not complain too much that they're just wearing colors. It's fine. And let's not be too old man yelling at a cloud.
It's utter woke nonsense.
One team wears white and the other one black, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, maybe that's why they didn't score enough goals, because of this woke nonsense, taking everyone's attention away from the real man's game.
They didn't know who to pass to.
Exactly. Well, we have plenty of other games. Should we get the other low-scoring game out of the way then as well? Thor lost to Stjarnan. There were some beautiful goals, though, there. Especially one by Emil Atla. Good lord.
I would argue a candidate for goal of the season already.
Yeah, it's difficult to not say that it's a candidate. Like, how many goals of that caliber are you going to see?
Yeah, I think you almost earned a star for just that. It's a great goal.
Spoiler alert.
Almost.
Yeah, but that means he didn't. So sort of a negative spoiler.
Or maybe I'm tricking the audience with a double negative positives controller. Spoiler.
Yes. But those didn't only get a loss, they also got a classic red card. Yeah,
it's Greco getting now too much suspension for headbutting from the Christians. I mean, was it a penalty, that little tussle? Or did he dive? I couldn't really tell.
No, me neither.
I think also calling it a headbutt is probably a bit of a stretch, but...
I mean, this is as much of a headbutt we're getting nowadays, I think.
Yeah.
The days of Zidane and Materazzi, I think, are long gone. I think it's
He was so incensed at the fact that it was a red card, though. He didn't think it was at all. But it was always going to be.
It is
How do we feel about this headbutt thing, by the way? That it's a sort of instant red. Also, how do we feel about the fact that this is somehow the default attack mode is a headbutt? Nowhere else in the world do you see this, that's the sort of first one you go for.
It is funny, isn't it? The first form of confrontation between players is like foreheads together. Get as close to each other as physically possible.
I guess that's the evolution of the fact that you can't really fight each other, so you just sort of square up. So I guess then the evolution of squaring up is that you sort of headbutt the guy, but I find it kind of weird. It's strange. Stop doing that. But how do we feel about it being an instant red? Is it bad enough, or should it just be a yellow?
I think it's got to be an instant red, hasn't it? I mean, even when it's the likes, I think maybe it's come from squaring up like that forehead to forehead. Players sometimes think they can get away with like the little subtle push, but I don't know. I like to see a bit of a fight in a game every now and then, but
the thing is, right, that I think we've spoken about this before. I do get it that it is an instant red because it's just sort of like pointlessly violent. But it's also much less dangerous than some of the tackles that you only get a yellow card for, you know. There was one goal, I don't remember which goal, it was one goal in this tournament, no, in this round, sorry, and I'm spacing on who it was. Was it for Fram, where they scored, but he scored sort of despite the fact that the defender came absolutely clattering through him from behind. Oh, which goal was this? Was it Fram? Do you guys remember this at all?
There was the one that Breivik scored where I think Christopher Inge got absolutely flattened by the goalkeeper in the process.
No, it wasn't from the goalkeeper. It was someone else. He comes from behind and just like last-ditch effort, takes him out, scores anyway. But like there's a higher chance of you getting actually seriously injured. So
yeah, I guess it's one of those like it's one of those things of it's hard to draw the line. Like if it is an aggressive act, I guess. Just one of those things that.
Yeah.
But I also don't understand why you would do this. This doesn't seem like maybe it's less subtle than hitting someone. You think you're going to get away with it, like you said. Yeah, probably a red card.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I don't know. I find this sort of fight culture within football so weird because there's so much like posturing and there's never anything that truly happens except maybe a little bit of a push with a head to the other head. And then it's a red card. It's funny. It's better than guys just decking each other on the pitch, so I guess we're cool with it. Anything more of interest to say about that game?
I guess the big talking point from that is that Jurkuc keeps his job for another few days. I guess a loss could have meant something, but I don't know. He's the manager now under most obvious pressure.
Yeah, it was a much needed and pretty big win for them. I think I was looking earlier, they'd gone the previous 7 games before that in the league without winning. And I think just one draw in that, so I'm surprised it isn't more pressure, to be honest.
Yeah, especially with the spending and all this sort of squad that he's built up. I mean, they're one place ahead of Thor, having played one more game than them. I mean, there was a lot of talk after their sort of in the last few weeks and chanting from the stands and stuff, and now a player has come out and Bestadeildin, I think it was, who came out and said that the players don't want him to get fired. So I guess that maybe that's the sort of chairman vote of confidence thing right before sacking. I don't know. We'll see. They have the cup. I mean, if they're out of the cup, then that might be the end of it. And it's not an easy cup tie.
Oh, yes, after I think away.
Yeah, and after I think are quite in form at the moment, as Jamie well knows.
But won't comment on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realise that was a segue for me.
No, we talk about Bestadeildin here. And I don't have a best that there's some segue about Valur thinking they're the best, but this season finding out they're not. Get absolutely trounced by Víkingur. 5-1 at home is not a particularly fun thing for them to experience. But watching that, I really found it unnecessary for Valur to be fielding so many players when none of them were going to do anything at any moment.
Yeah, they're such a weird team because they're clearly the league seems to, at least at this point after 9.5 games, a few people having played 10. There seems to be a little bit of a split between sort of the very top, which is Víkingur at the moment, Kawar and Fram, to the middle sort of tier. Valur are beating some of the smaller teams that now they are at least doing okay against them. But then when they come up against the bigger teams, or at least the more informed teams, they're just they don't see any sunlight. They have no way to stop any of them. It's kind of Bestadeildin, apart from that one absolute trouncing of Kawar, also kind of the same. It's been a weird kind of split. I mean, Víkingur are just the best team this year, I think, apart from, unless they just get absolutely raided in the summer or or Europe takes a huge toll out of them. It's very hard to see anyone but Víkingur winning this league at the moment. They're just so much better than anyone else. But yeah, I mean, this defending by Valur is just crazy. I've been saying, like, every time I watch them, you just need to run at them because they don't tackle you. You just need to run towards them, and they'll just keep backing away and backing away and backing away, and then you shoot once you're like inside the penalty area.
Yeah, or just float a ball in because they won't even go for it.
It is like schoolboy defending. Some of the things that I'm seeing from them are stuff that you're taught basically as the basics of defending when you start playing football. It's almost criminal.
Yeah, I mean, also because they have Bestadeildin and like as the manager who should be able to teach them how to defend, if anything, if nothing else. But
apparently not.
I mean, they're still whatever 5th or 4th or tied with Breiðablik, but yeah, just are nowhere near Víkingur's level and nowhere near Káar's level this season at least.
No, but I mean they're gonna get Ari Leifsson from Carling soon. Maybe that'll change everything for them.
I mean, he's a defender, so that might help. But I mean, their defense is not some. I mean, we talk a lot about them youngifying their team, and it's not like they have a bunch of 16. This isn't FA with a bunch of 16-year-olds in defense. Like, these are former Icelandic internationals or former professionals from the continent, and nothing. I don't know. Maybe Ari comes in and stabilizes stuff, but yeah, it's not confirmed. But it seems to be the agreement among journalists in Iceland that Ari will join Valur in July after his contract was or his stay with Colin was.
And sort of in pseudo-related news, you were saying just before that Víkingur are like the clear best team, and you don't see them not winning this unless something crazy happens. I mean, something crazy has happened to them, in that their goalkeeper had his cancer diagnosis, Ingvar Jónsson. And another one of their goalkeepers has a herniated disc, right? So they only have one proper goalkeeper at the moment. In case of emergency, they have the midfielder Viktor Örlur, who is set to play as a goalkeeper if something else happens.
Apparently, he's played as a goalkeeper in youth football, so he can do it. But they've been appealing to KC for an emergency signing, and it looks like it's going to be Ögmundur from Valur, who's now been released from his duties there, but they're still waiting for KC to confirm that. So
they will confirm that surely. They're not going to let them struggle. Not a big team.
Part of me hopes that they don't let it happen, because obviously we don't love the circumstances in which it would happen, but everyone loves to see an outfield player go in goal.
Yeah, exactly.
There is something beautiful about it.
Yeah, if you can get that opportunity, you don't let it slip.
I mean, I sort of said in the solo show last week that we need to talk about this, because I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, Ingvar's situation is a bit special, but he signed a goalkeeper from Breiðablik as an emergency cover because Árni Marino was injured. I mean, how do we feel about this? Like, I get it if like 2 or 3 of your keepers get injured, like maybe what happened to Víkingur, and maybe you want to bring someone in on loan or free transfer or something. But like their first goalkeeper injured for a few months, and they just get to sign a goalkeeper. Like, isn't that the whole point of a transfer window? That like shouldn't they have a youth setup or something?
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I mean, you touched on it there, but the Víkingur situation is sort of exceptional circumstances, isn't it? But to it's just poor squad planning to me. Like, you've got a risk of your goalkeeper getting injured. So if you're gonna only have your backup be a kid from the youth team all season, you've got to be prepared to play him.
Also, because they had someone on loan in like the lower divisions, and they just got to buy someone like a youth international. Like, how is that fair?
Yeah, I don't support it. I think, it should be very limited, these sorts of things, for very special occasions, and almost be largely limited to keepers when you have like multiple weird injury, or if you have a sort of a non-footballing related injury. Or it's like, remember when Barcelona got that, what was that Danish guy who was terrible?
And Braithwaite.
Yeah, got him on some emergency thing, right? Because they needed a striker. FC Barcelona. Like, I don't think this sort of special dispensation should be a thing for outfield players necessarily. Is that crazy to say?
No, I agree. I think you're telling me you can't chuck a big centre back up front if need be, just to win flick downs and stuff. Like,
exactly.
You have squad players for a reason. Goalkeepers I can understand, because you try and the whole thing that EA have done is probably tried to save some wages to use on outfield players by not having a backup keeper who's not going to play, other than like a kid who's on barely any money probably. But that's their choice, and they should have to play the kid in that case.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if you could have planned your way out of it, I just made up a thing. Fail to plan, plan to fail. Yeah?
They are words, yeah.
No, but yeah, if you could have planned your way out of it sort of realistically, then I don't think you should be getting the special permission. But Víkingur, I can see it.
There should be at the start of each season some like pool of retired goalkeepers, and then like if you need an emergency signing, you draw lots, and like you pull in one of these retired goalkeepers, like these 40-year-olds or something, like or like, you know, and then that's the backup you have. Like you shouldn't be allowed to sign, even in Víkingur's case. Like I think they should be allowed to sign someone, but you know, guy who was just called up to the Icelandic national team is maybe a
yeah, you should just get a nice government issued goalkeeper.
I wonder with this situation whether the other clubs in the league were given like the power to veto, or whether they all had to agree to it for it to be allowed to happen, or whether it's just KSI rules the roost.
I mean, you know how this goes. It'll be some guy has a friend in KSI, and that's the phone call that happens.
Allegedly.
Whoever at Víkingur is most friendly with whoever at KSI allegedly makes an alleged phone call. Or something.
I mean,
or they have coffee.
Yeah, exactly. I want to know what the disciplinary committee has to say about this.
I also feel like your position in the table should be taken into account, and your sort of probability of dominance. Like Víkingur, surely they can call up some youth keeper cover as well. You know, like you don't need to give the team who's already going to win the league more insurance that they will in fact win the league.
This argument works for EA as well, though, because you're telling me like a youth system that has produced some of the players that EA have produced can't produce a goalkeeper for them for the next 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, word.
Yeah, but that's what my plan is. It's great. Just get a bunch of 40-year-olds and then...
What we could do, here's an idea. Implement VAR, right? And just have no goalkeeper, and then just after the shot is taken, the VAR will determine whether the average goalkeeper would have saved it or not, and then that is the outcome of it.
Or we get each club to have one of those like arcade goalkeepers, the robot ones, and just stick that in goal.
That would also be fine.
Or rotating.
Plenty of ideas.
Rotating goalkeepers. So every week, the team has a new goalkeeper for a different team.
What if we just take this to its extreme? Every week, random people from the population are drawn to fill every position on every team.
Your ticket number gets drawn out as you enter the stadium.
Yeah. And now you got to play. Anyway, we are going insane here. We have things to talk about. Fram Breiðablik. It was an interesting matchup, in fact, because these teams were sort of duking it out for who's going to be a member of this top 3 in theory. And Fram seemed to be significantly better than Breiðablik, or what? I mean, the scoreline says 4-3, but that's not really the game that I saw.
Yeah, I sort of wondered when seeing the scoreline and the order of the goals, how much of it was Fram getting to 4-1 up and coasting.
To be fair, the first couple of Fram goals, at least the Kenny Choppard one, they should have done better defending Breiðablik. Good lord. He like somehow bungles his way past 2 players and then absolutely rockets it home, but like that goal should not have happened.
But that's just the power of Kenny.
Impressive. That's true. I do, like, everyone knows I love Kenny. I'm not here to slate him. I don't know.
I mean, it seemed like he was just playing as a out and out striker those first 5 minutes when he scored those 2 goals. Which is, I mean, I think that's a pretty good way to use him, at least in parts of games, is just to put him up top. Like, no reason to leave him in defense.
I mean, he was a striker back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
So, exactly.
That has to have been a tactical decision, though, surely. First 5 minutes to leave Kenny that high and just try and overwhelm them.
Yeah,
exactly. I think when I saw sort of the first goal, I was like, like Kenny winning a header there, basically as a fox in the box, and then it just happened again a few minutes later. So yeah, I think so. I think you're right. But it's weird. It's like Parma's a weird team. Like they're playing samba ball. Like it's insane. Like insane attacking football. But they can't really defend, and now Victor Ferrer is turning into a bit of like at least his out runs or whatever you call them. His coming out of the goal has been a bit rickety this season. I feel like he could have been sent off twice in this game.
But he wasn't.
Frama just taking over from this needing to have a goalkeeper warming up at all times, preparing to have one sent off every other game.
Then they can get a goalkeeper. Then they can bring in I don't know.
And you get a goalkeeper.
That would be the ultimate to apply for special permission to sign a keeper, because all your keepers are on a red.
Maybe 4 should apply for special dispensation to sign someone.
Yeah, but what do we think about Breiðablik? What did we say in the beginning of the season? What did we think Breiðablik were going to do with this year that the Lord has granted them? We gave them second place.
Was it second or third? It was up
second. I just looked at the picture. God, you made the picture.
I make them and forget.
We had Breiðablik second and Stjarnan third. And then Ia from Kawa. Shows how much we know.
Yeah, that picture is aged quite badly.
Yeah.
There's still a long way to go.
Kawa could still mess things up.
I mean, we had IPVF, Keflavik, and Thorðarvík. We didn't even get the bottom 3 right at this point in time. We will. Don't worry about it. Keflavik were so bad in that game against IPVF. I still have faith they're going to plummet down the table. Don't worry about that. But do worry about Breiðablik. What do we think?
I mean, the goals are coming now, but like you say, defensively, it looked shaky at best at times.
Yeah, because they started the season defending with sometimes 5 at the back and just not winning 1-0, and then they started scoring, and then they can't defend, so they can only do one thing at a time. It's just not great. I mean, they've been linked to a lot of strikers now, and to bring in July, Árni Vilhjálmsson, I think is coming back to the country. He's being linked to Breiðablik, Jason Dade as well, but they're also being linked, both of them linked to Kauer. So I mean, there's a chance they don't go to Breiðablik, but it looks like they need some sort of reinforcement, which is also insane because they have an insane squad. They have a pretty stacked team, but some things not quite clicking. But and they don't have Europe, so maybe they're just waiting for everyone else to get distracted.
I do find it interesting that like these problems, in inverted commas, that Breiðablik have been having all season, whether it be goals or defending, the go-to is like, oh well, we need to sign someone to fix that. Surely at this point it's a coaching issue. If you like goals, okay, maybe, but defensively,
yeah, and especially Breiðablik, who classically aren't a team that have needed to sign people to be good. They've always had a sizable homegrown contingent, and they do this season. They're second for most homegrown players in terms of minutes played.
Yeah, no, you're both right. I think, I don't know what to think about them yet. They're not. I mean, they're a bit like Valur, but like Valur either win or lose. They have 0 draws. Breiðablik are just drawing a lot of games, and then they lose these sort of matches. But then they, against Kauer, they were just incredible. So they're just a very strange team that doesn't seem to be super consistent.
It feels strange to say after 9 games, 10 in some cases, but are we just looking that they haven't entirely clicked yet? And that Kauer game was just a taster of if it does happen?
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but we're also seeing the same with Valur, right? Like these sort of teams have good games because they have a lot of good players, but it's also a matter of, beating Keflavik on a windy night in Stoke. Like you have to, because we talked about all season, you have to be consistent in this league. You don't have the time to lose this many points at this point in the season.
Yeah,
So I mean, maybe they'll click at some point, but I feel like sort of my feeling is more that the times they've done well is just when they're good players have played like they should be playing, but as a team they're not super impressive.
No, they could turn it around, sort of. Maybe not to catch Víkingur or KR, despite having beaten them. We segue to KR. KR 5, KR 3. Is this just a case of KR switching off as well? They were 4-0 up, or 4-1. What was it? 4-0. I don't remember, but I remember watching.
I think it was like 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, and then 4-3. Like, or no.
Either way, the first KR goal was kind of dope because it was a bicey, which you love to see. A little overhead boy. It was 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3. 5-3, but 4-3 at 83 minutes, I was starting to be unhappy with what KR were doing.
It very nearly was 4-4 as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was an insane save there by Halldór.
I mean, we all know that Jeppe Pedersen loves a wonder goal.
It's that yellow shirt is weighing him down. He would have scored in the royal blue.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also, I mean, apart from the Jeppe half goal, the rest was kind of, I mean, even the bicey, as you call it, it was badly followed by the defenders. They didn't follow the striker into the box after the free kick. The second goal was just they just kind of walked up and bundled it home super casually, and then it was a badly defended corner. Like, I think they only had three after 3 goals. I think they only had 3 attacks at that point. So it's not like KR were good all of a sudden. It was just KR, like you said, just completely switched off.
Yeah, I mean, that second goal, the defending from KR is so bad. Like, I have it in front of me now, just because you were talking about it. There's a pass that is just like threaded through 4 KR players. No reason for it to get there. Defender doesn't do anything about it, and then they somehow get off a shot at the edge of the box. Like, it's dreadful, yeah. Point being that, like, they can't be doing this, man. If they want to compete with Víkingur, you can't be switching off this much in games and defending this poorly.
The worst one for me was actually the free kick. Like, again, going back to saying schoolboy defending, follow in. Were they just expecting the free kick to fly in the top corner and not have to do anything about it? Literally no one moved.
Yeah, Halldór was furious at them, rightly so. But yeah, I'm not super looking forward to that KR Víkingur game. I mean, it'll be fun for the neutrals. I'm not sure it'll be fun for me as a KR fan. I think they'll, because I don't think Víkingur are going to concede 6 goals. But I mean, you never know.
I am certainly hoping to enjoy it.
KR, I mean, they find themselves in 8th. They're just sort of doing their thing.
It seems like they're saving themselves for something. Maybe the relegation playoff. They want to win the President's Cup. I don't know.
Don't we all?
But no league for a few days now. International break. Cup coming up.
This is true. The cup. So we have Fylkir Grótta. We have Afturelding Stjarnan. We have Ægir Breiðablik. And we have IA Víkingur. Do you boys want to guess how many Bestadeildin teams will go through total?
I think 2. I think Stjarnan's going out.
I, as the resident current Langjadeild expert, I'm going to root for the Langjadeild teams. So, come on, Ægir, and one Besta team will go through.
All right, very good. Yeah, I'm going to say 3, I guess, because you guys have said 1 and 2, right? Anything else we want to discuss real quick?
We can talk about the 3 stars.
We can talk about the 3 stars. Who wants to kick us off?
I can start. So Bjarki Björn at IBF getting for 4 assists. I think, does 4 assists get you in the running or get you an automatic star? Because 4 goals get you an automatic star.
Surely it doesn't get you an automatic star. I mean, it's if this were ice hockey, it'd be the same number of points.
Does 4 assists equal 2 goals? Does it even out that way?
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, he had basically 3 assists because one of them he kind of slipped or was tackled and the ball rolled to. Alex Frey.
Oh, remove the star immediately.
But the other three were really good. I think it was the third one that was calling it an assist is generous. But yeah, great game from him. Important win for EBF.
I will take the second one so that Ragnar can enjoy giving the third star out. Second star this week is going to go to Oscar Borgforsen from Víkingur. Hat-trick against Valor, including like 2 goals in 2 minutes or something crazy like that. And he's had an incredible May. I was looking and he's scored like 7 goals and had 4 or 5 assists in May. So definitely deserved for the hat-trick alone, but also taking into account the month he's had. Absolutely worthy of a star.
Word. Is hat-trick instant star, or no, is it only 4 goals?
I think only 4 goals instant star.
Yeah, hat-trick is instant consideration. What is 2 goals? Because my man Kenny Choppard scored 2 goals and he is getting the 3rd star. And how old is he in reality?
35, 36.
He's 35. He's turning 36, he said, but he says he feels 25. So we can look forward to another 15 years of Kenny Choppard. And
aging like a fine wine.
Absolutely. I'm all for more and more and more Kenny. Love that guy. Happy to give him a star. I guess that's all for now. The matches coming up are the ones that we said. Will we also go over the Bestadeildin games that are coming up on the 14th, 15th, and 16th of June? I guess that's only in just short of 2 weeks. Feels like years away. Whose turn is it to predict? It was mine, but I missed it.
I think we should go with you, as it will make us 3 each about a third of the way through the season.
Very, very good. Okay, fine. Let's have it. Thor IPVAF will be happening, and interestingly enough, Thor will win that game 2-1. Then there's Keflavik FH, and somehow both teams will score negative goals, and it will break all laws of reality. I don't know. This is a lose-off.
FH need to win, but I don't know if they will.
I'm going to give FH 1-0 in this one. Yeah, that's what they're having. You're welcome, boys. Then we have Kawa Fram, which Fram are going to win with their wonderfully fluid football. It's going to be 4-2 to Fram. Oh, fuck, I have to predict Víkingur cover. Like 16-12? No, don't write that.
Too late.
No, I'm not predicting 16-12. Although, I hate to do this, but I think Víkingur are going to win. It'll be like something... No. I think it's going to be 4-2 to Víkingur. And I hate to say it. Stjarnan Breiðablik is going to be 2-1 Breiðablik. God, this is a really difficult round to predict. Is that why you wanted me to do it?
Absolutely. We've got to give us a chance to catch up.
Ia Valur. Good lord. Ia Valur, you say? Huh. I think somehow Valur... Oh, no. That's a 1-1 right there.
Okay.
Going against everything Valur stand for. That's a 1-1, baby.
Okay, so you have gone for Keflavik 0, FH 1, 4-2 EBVAF 1, Kawa 2, Fram 4, Víkingur 16, Kawa 12.
No!
Víkingur 4, Kawa 2, Stjarnan 1, Breiðablik 2, and ER 1, Valor 1.
Yeah. I'm not super confident, but...
I'm telling you now, you're going to kick yourself when that game finishes 16-12.
I know. Oh, I guess we'll see in 2 weeks' time. This is also so ridiculous because I'm going to Iceland for the first time in ages, only over like this weekend in the next couple of days, and this is when they decide to not have Bestadeildin on.
May I suggest to you some Lengjubild games?
You may indeed suggest that, but time will tell whether I will do anything about that suggestion. Very good. So I guess we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Enjoy the Cup, enjoy the Bestadeildin Karla, and enjoy your early June.
And we're going to apply to KYC for an exception to get a new host.
Absolutely, yeah. Yes, we are.